working perfectly fine. This is my first time using neovim, and I'll be following the Panagen's guide. This isn't my first time, but I know the basic things like how to quit neovim. So I'm not going for the neovim.
I am going to write my... Alright, so I guess the first thing I need to do is create the neovim directory, cd into it, and open up vim. Now this is a terrifying screen right here. This is the default netrw experience, which is the file tree by vim, along with the default color scheme, which is, I mean, cyan never looked this good. Okay, 2023 is going to be the year of cyan. I can feel it right here. If you don't know where to put this folder, this neovim folder, just type in /HRTP. You'll see right here at the very top. This is where neovim is going to look. It's this bottom one right here. Very important. We're going to use this.
Let's do it. So my display is almost transparent. Make it fully transparent and overlay it on the green. Is that be fine? Colors. This looks weird.
Alright, so the first thing we have to do is press percent sign, because that
Not fully transparent. It should be.
create file, because that's the mnemonic that was chosen. I don't know. Anywho, just created a net.lua. This is the first place that neovim looks up. Just type in print hello. Net.lua.
So we have to create the config
This will be the first place that neovim looks up. Just type in print hello. If you're not familiar with Lua, it's a dead simple language. Look at that. Hello, bottom corner. Now let's press D. This will create a directory, not a link directory. Probably would have gone without capital D myself. Let's create the Lua directory. And directory within the Lua directory is full language.
hello right there.
Look at that. Hello, bottom corner. Now let's press D. This will create a directory, not
Directory.
a link directory. Probably would have gone without capital D myself. Alright, so let's create the Lua directory. And the directory within the Lua directory is requirable by Lua. So let's press enter, go right into the Lua directory, press D again. I'm going to create
7 I've got loop.
In here, I'm going to type in vim.g.
I could just chunk one thing. Okay, audio perfect. Then mess something up. This is literally hell. I think I gotta add some kind of filter in this thing. So this should be better.
If I press leader PV, it will execute this command for me. Leader, of course, is the space. All right, just to test this out, let's go.
G. Yep, the primary sounds good. What I gotta do is win.g. is equal to this and win dot set in normal mode leader PV PV win dot command dot ex. So
Colon SO, this sources this file right here, and then space PV. Perfect. It's looking good. Now the thing we can't forget to do is go over to my init file in the Primeagen directory and go require the Primeagen remap. By having this right here, it will automatically gets sourced every single time neovim gets opened. So quit, reopen it back up. Hello the Primeagen, hello. Going to here, leader PV. Awesome. Now we're cruising. So the next thing we need to do is to get a plugin manager and a fuzzy finder, because I just feel like I need to be able to hop between files quickly, and nothing does that better than a fuzzy finder, except Harpoon. Shh. All right, so to get a plugin manager, all we need to do is go to the internet, go to packer.neovim, and from in here we can just copy this lovely command and just put it directly into our shell. Lovely. Next, go back to Packer, grab these couple lines right here. Copy them. Go back to Vim. Now we're going to go into Lua, into the Primogen, and we're going to create one more file called packer.lua.
So just create a file and then
Let's paste in what we got from the internet, and there we go, and the function do SO to source it. Uh-oh, we hit an error. You know why? We haven't quit Vim. Paste in what we got from the internet, and there we go, and the function do SO to source it. Uh-oh, we hit an error. You know why? We haven't quit Vim. Reopen it back up, go into Lua, go all the way to here, now do it. Awesome. We just installed Packer, so didn't know about it. So now let's type in Packer sync. Just to give it a go. Look at that, we got ourselves a plugin manager. Let's close it, let's go back to the internet, and let's go to telescope.neovim. It is a fuzzy. finder built by Telescopic Johnson and maintained by Connie. The true hero, really, the true hero. Let's scroll on down, copy this Packer statement right here, go down to an empty line, paste it in, I press equal. To align it nicely, re-SO to shout it out again, and then of course Packer sync one more time, and look at that, Telescope is now installed. But we don't have any ways to pull it up without simply typing in the command, so let's add some remaps. So leader PV brings back up netrw, back one, create a directory called after. Go into after, create a directory called plugin, go into plugin, create telescope.lua, and now let's go back to Lua and grab these top. And create telescope. Lua, and now let's go back to Lua and grab these top two lines right here. In the Lua section, copy it, paste it. Let's have our own key bindings. I want PF.
For insert P, W, so Q, so delete insert P, write it out, so
For project file, it's going to use find files, and then we're going to do one more. I'm going to jump in here and go CP.
okay, so line, correct. Wrong with this thing, find files. accessing file, no file stream, source multi not found. Okay, so now it works. What I gotta do is okay. I'm going to do a scar record now if I click in then moving and do works like charm. Should be there. After present telescope but I don't want leader error. I want
For fuzzy finding, go F.
V link O T T
F right.
C dash P control P
Here and get files. What this will do is allow me to have a git file search and then an all file search. Since right now I'm not in a git repository, I want to be able to just simply grab every file, and that is find files right here. But there's times where you only want to look at just files that are in git. It's just much.
let's try into the git files terminal documents
Faster. Think of node modules, the heaviest thing in the universe. All right, so let's add one more remap. This one is super useful. Let's actually, I'm gonna yank it from this one and go over here, and let's go PS for project search and
shift V yank it shift O
instead of using this, let's actually use a function. So I'm just
That would be dollar sign.
gonna write straight up code to just execute when I press this. Inside of here, I'm going to take in built-in and do grep string, providing a search term, which is going to be a vim function input, and I'm going to provide grep. Just like that, boom. Put a little semicolon at the end, even though I didn't need to. Do a little SO, and now I can type in leader PF. Look at that very horribly colored fuzzy finder. Let's go to Packer. Wonderful. I can even do leader PS, which is gonna give me a little grep string down there, and let's find everywhere that we say the word requires. Look at that, we only have it in one little place right there. That's pretty cool, right? And then of course, Control P, it errors. We're not in a Git directory. This doesn't count, correct? No, it doesn't count. But honestly, the cyan's not working for me, okay? I thought cyan was gonna be 2023. It's not going to be. So let's add a color scheme. All right, so I chose Rose Pine for neovim. I'm gonna come down here, copy this line right here for the Packer install.
Those fine for
Paste it in, equal AP for that beautiful 8 space indenting. Do a little SO, do a little Packers. Sync watch it go, and fantastic. Rose Pine is installed. Lost the waifu in the background. Probably gained your subscription because you're so blown away at this point. Thank you. I'd like to say thank you, especially when I set up that LSP. I know you're gonna like the video. All right, so I see two things kind of wrong here. First off, our transparent background went away. And second off, the colors are just really not that great. So let's fix those two things. So the first one's not too hard to fix. Leader PV, jump back here, go into the after, go into plugin, create a file called colors.lua. Okay, so we need to do two things. One, we're gonna set the color scheme, and two, we're gonna set a transparent background. So I'm gonna create a global function. I know you don't have to do it this way. There's plenty of better ways. Jump back here, go into the after, go into plugin, create a file called colors.lua. Okay, so we need to do two things. One, we're gonna set the color scheme, and two, we're gonna set a transparent background. So I'm gonna create a global function. I know you don't have to do it this way. There's plenty of better ways to do it, but this is the way I have chosen. I'm gonna make sure I color it right. We're gonna color those pencils. I'm gonna say color equals color or rose pine. So that way I always have a default color. So if it's just called from anywhere, we're always getting that nice rose pine experience. Vim command color scheme. Color. And then now we need to actually set the background to be transparent. So I'm gonna go like this. Vim API neovim.
Hey, somebody seems to be watching. Nope, no.
Set
In here,
HL. Zero's just for the global space, so every window gets this. I'm gonna pass in normal. That just means like the thing. This is just Vim. Why is it called normal? I don't know. It's been around probably longer than I have. Do a little background equals none, except of course lowercase. Then copy that, do it one more time, and
background equals 1.
do it for float. That way it also happens for floats. And then give this a little shout out. Beautiful. But the colors are still not right. We need Tree Sitter. If you're not familiar with Tree Sitter,
Boom. So when I click here, open it again. Done.
Tree Sitter allows for an amazingly fast parsing of your code that's in your editor right now, and it builds an incremental tree. So every change just, changes one small part of it, and it provides highlighting. Vim's working on indenting, and it's incredibly fast. It puts VS Code to shame. And yes, Emacs already uses it, okay? And pretty much every other editor but VS Code. All right, so let's go to Tree Sitter right here. scroll on down and just grab their installation line right here. And now we need to translate this. Leader PF, gonna open up my files, installation. Line right here. And now we need to translate this. Leader PF, gonna open up my files, go all the way over to Packer, go down to the bottom, and let's add this line right here. But this time, let's go use, put that in there, jump over to this, erase that, and call it run equals TS update. There we go. We've created the exact same thing, translated from plug, which is a different pack. Manager to Packer, this one. I'm gonna hit a beautiful SO, realize that I accidentally created a syntax error, go back here, erase that little squirrely bait.
Okay, I thought we created a syntax error. Okay.
Brace, do another SO, do a little Packer sync. Awesome. We now have tree sitter. And yes, you'll notice that every single time we install, we lost that. So now I can just go Lua, color my pencils, but this time call like a function, and bam, we're back in the action. We got ourselves the waifu. Okay, everything's fine now. But we now need to initialize tree sitter because look at this. It's disgusting looking. We don't have any parsers or anything set up. We need to get stuff in here so it looks good. All right, so I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go all the way down to this, and I'm just gonna copy this whole chunk of code because there's some things we're gonna need in here. So copy it, leader PV, let's go back, go after, go. Plug and go tree sitter dollar. Lua, hopefully you're starting to see a pattern here. I create my Packer, I install the plugin I want, I go to after, I add the file that kind of configures it. It's pretty straightforward. Let's paste in what we got from the internet, best way to do anything, and I'm gonna add a couple items to this list because I also want help for the Vim help, and I also want JavaScript just in case I need to do some JavaScript. or some TypeScript, because you never
You never know. I go to this. Sometimes I do.
know. You just never know. Do I want to synchronously install it? No. Auto install, true. Ignore, get the hell out of here. Erase that comment, I don't even know why I need it. Enable, because you never know. You just never know. Do I want to synchronously install it? No. Auto install, true. Ignore, get the hell out of here.
So I can go to visual.
Erase that comment, I don't even know why I need it. Enable, absolutely, we want those delicious highlights enabled. Get C out of there, get this disable. Function out of there. We don't need it either. Do I want regex doing highlighting? No, I don't. Awesome. Let's do a little shout out. You'll notice that we start downloading parsers right away. These parsers will help give us beautiful color, and hopefully when it finishes, we'll just automatically see it all done. If not,
What is the error? Is detected by processing the source and installation not possible. Three-seater install the Lua. Also not available language. Hell. H-E-L-P. Oh. What? But no source.
we'll make it happen. All right, so it looks like it didn't do it. Let's do a little :E. Are you ready? Well, that was boring. We'll quit and then we'll open it back up, okay? Let's go into After, plug in Tree Sitter. Oh, that looks so much better. Look at all the colors. That is significantly better. If we go back to that Packer file, tell me that does not look so much better. Before, it was just like only the strings got anything. Everything else was just white. This is the power of Tree Sitter. But can I show you just one more small thing, something I just absolutely love? Let's go here and type in Tree Sitter Playground Neovim. And go to this top option. Let's scroll down the page. Okay, it's just installed, just like Plug was. So I'm just going to grab this line, go all the way down here, paste it in, change plug to use, and call the function, shout it out, Packer sync. It's going to install Playground. I'm going to quit. Again, Lua color my pencils. Awesome. But now we get something amazing. I'm going to go like this. TS, here's all of our tree sitter functions, right? But I'm going to go TS Playground. After restarting Vim, we got this new function, TS Playground Toggle. Look at what happens when I do that. We get all this information. What is this? Well, this is the actual AST that exists right now inside of my editor due to Tree Sitter. This is what you now get access to if you ever wish to do any plugins. It is mind-blowing, the power that is contained now within your editor. And you get free access to it. There's 3 more plugins we need to install to make the Vim experience amazing. Let me show you them. So first one, of course, is mine, Harpoon. I just think it's a glorious way to navigate files, so I'm going to copy the URL up there, copy that, jump into here. Glorious way to navigate files, so I'm going to 3 more plugins right now inside, right? But I'm going to go TS Playground. After restarting Vim, we got this new function, TS Playground Toggle. Look at what happens when I do that. We get all this information. What is this? Well, this is the actual AST that exists right now inside of my editor due to Tree Sitter. This is what you now get access to if you ever wish to do any plugins. It is mind-blowing, the power that is contained now within your editor. And you get free access to it. There's 3 more plugins we need to install to make the Vim experience amazing. Let me show you them. So first one, of course, is mine, Harpoon. I just think it's a glorious way to navigate files, so I'm going to copy the URL up there, copy that, jump into here, paste that in, shout it out, Packer sync it, all right? The Vim experience amazing. Let me show you them. So first one, of course, is mine, Harpoon. I just think it's a glorious way to navigate files, so I'm going to copy the URL up there, copy that, jump into here, paste that in, shout it out, Packer sync it. All right, so Harpoon is installed. Let's just open up any file within the after directory. Leader PV opens up that netrw, create harpoon.lua. Now we just need to do a quick configuration of Harpoon. Let's go like this. Local marquee. equals require harpoon.mark, copy, paste, replace a mark with UI. Mark, copy, paste.
So how to replace something again?
Replace a mark with U.
Let's do it again. Oh, sorry. From here, we will select this. After
UI. And then, of course, now that creation of harpoon, let's go like this. Local mark equals require harpoon.mark, copy, paste. Local mark equals require harpoon.mark, copy, paste.
where are we? We
Replace a mark with UI. And then, of course, now we just need to add some remaps. Now, before I do that, I immediately notice my wife, who is gone. I'm scared. Okay, we're back.
Kevin Herrer became a member. Man became a member.
Thanks for becoming YouTube members. I appreciate that. Both of you. Blazingly appreciative. All right, so there's 6 remaps we need to do. Not too hard. Vim key map set in. Normal mode, I want to be able to press leader A and add the current file that I'm on to Harpoon. Copy that. Let's then do, say, Control E. we can do UI, toggle, quick menu. And now I just need to be able to do my navigations. Jump over to here, do nav file 1. But since I'm calling it as a function, I need to wrap it in a function. So let's just wrap that in a function really quickly. There we go. Copy, paste, F. HRT, control A, paste F, H, R, N, control A, paste F, H, F. H, R. S, control A, boom, boom, boom. Shout this file out. Now we have a sweet navigation. When I press Control E, here's my harpoon menu. We have no files in here. Leader A. We now have a file we can go right back to, of course, which is our harpoon file. We have no files in here. Leader A. We now have a file we can go right back to, of course, which is our harpoon file. Let's load up our packer.
Okay. This wrong. Local mark required. Local mark required. Harpoon. File processing source no file near end. File number 7. Number 7. No file near end. Okay, you got no. Okay. Change it. Should now it touch.
We now have a file we can go right back to, of course, which is
Why doesn't enter AC to work? HTMS.
our harpoon file. Let's load up our packer file. Let's add that to our harpoon list. Let's put that as number 1. Now we should be able to switch back and forth as fast as we'd like between harpoon and packer. All right, awesome. The next file, let's add that to our harpoon list. Let's put that as our harpoon file. Let's load up our that to our harpoon list. Let's put that as number 1. Now we should be able to switch back and forth as fast as we'd like between harpoon and packer. All right, awesome. The next must-have plugin, of course, is undo tree right here. So I'm just going to copy the URL, jump back over here, copy, paste, paste. It in, shout it out, packer sync, beautiful, harpoon my way back to harpoon, open up netrw, create undo tree.lua, and now I need a remap. I need to be able to open up undo tree. Now, I can't quite remember it, so let's just jump in. Open up netrw, create undo tree.lua, and now I need a remap. I need to be able to open up undo tree. Now I can't quite remember it, so let's just jump over here. I need to open up netrw, create undo tree.lua, and now I need a remap. I need to be able to open up undo tree. Now I can't quite remember it, so let's just jump over here, scroll down. Here it is, right here. Perfect. That's the one we want. I'm just gonna paste that in, and I'm gonna go Vim key map set normal mode. Leader U, of course. I want leader U. And then all we need to do now is just go vim command undo tree. Fantastic. Let's shout it out. Let's get our waifu back. And now if we press leader U, we can see everything we've done. So let's go back to Packer and go leader U. Now what you're gonna see here is this little tree that's going on right here. So that means I should be able to see all the changes that we have recently made. So now if I go right here, this is a branch, right, in our undo history. So I could actually start editing this branch. And look at that. We actually have something moved around in here. That means I can actually go back to this one and start doing stuff in here, hit changes that we have recently we've done. So let's go back to Packer and go leader U. Now what you're gonna see here is this little tree that's going on right here. So that means I should be able to see all the changes that we have recently made. So now if I go right here, this is that. We actually have something well. So if you ever, it's very fantastic. Just Pope Vim Fugitive. I know the URL at this point. Shout it out. Pack or sync it. We have Fugitive. Again, get the waifu back. Jump over to Harpoon. Create a new Fugitive. I know the URL at this point. Shout it out. Pack or sync it. We have Fugitive. Again, get the waifu back. Jump over to Harpoon. Create a new file. Let's call it fugitive.lua. And now we just need to add a simple remap. Vim key map set in normal mode. If I press leader, GS stands for get status. That's how I think about it. I want to execute Vim command get. Let's shout out this file, leader. GS. I'm not in the Git repository, so just to try this thing out, go cd neovim, git init, awesome. Jump back here, leader GS. It's still not there because, you know, Vim just didn't know I was there to begin with. Leader GS, look at that. We now have the ability to manipulate and do stuff in Git. At this point, I think I have enough plugins to really be able to undo tree, I have a fuzzy finder, I have harpoon, I have git integration, I have a nice color scheme. We're ready to rock. All that's truly left is the LSP, and we have an amazing Vim setup. All right, to set up the LSP, just go to LSP0. This thing is incredible. I actually really like it. And so we need to find the installation phase, so just go right here with this huge amount of different plugins that
LSP0.
it just is an amalgamation of everything you used to have to configure, now just into a single plugin. Go back here, jump all the way down to Packer, paste everything. I just have to format it, so let's do one of those. I still have 8-space indenting. We're going to change that here in a little bit. Now just do a little SO, and of course Packer Sync. Now we're going to install all these other plugins that are all related to LSP. I'm going to quit that window, get the waifu back, jump back over to Harp.